Good morning, everyone. So I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's sharing on Aries. Today we're going to be talking about Taurus childhood. Now, before we start off, as usual, let's assign homework first so that we get that out of the way and we can have fun. Homework for today is to go figure out who in your social circle or family is Taurus, so that you have a reference point, so that it makes it easier for you to remember. We call this learning by association. Okay, so Taurus is aged, mental psyche is 7 to 14. So what that means is that they can be rather stubborn. They are at a stage where they are at a stage in life where they want to have some measure of freedom to do as they wish, but yet at the same time they are subjected to authority, but still controllable or manageable. Okay, now at the age of 7 to 14, the mental psyche is such that the person is usually curious about a lot of things in life. I mean, think back to the time when you were 7 to 14. What were you doing? Right? You were going to school, getting accustomed to a new way of life. You were going through your primary school education, and then just before you hit your teenage years, you enter secondary school and you're trying to find your place in this world. Yeah, so that's basically the mindset of a Taurus. Okay, now coming back to the main topic for sharing today, which is basically the childhood conditions, right? Now, when you have a Taurus boy child, it basically means daddy has a mistress on the side. Whether the mistress becomes the main squeeze or not is a different story, but it basically means that daddy has someone on the side. Please understand that this is based on one factor, which is just the sun sign. Yeah, so don't get all twisted up. Don't get your knickers all twisted up for nothing and worry yourself. Take it with a pinch of salt. Take it as entertainment. Okay. Mummy is dominant. Mummy is so dominant that she makes decisions for the Taurus boy, and because she makes decisions for him, and because his mindset is his mental psyche is that of a 7 to 14-year-old, it becomes somewhat of a pushover. Okay, so it becomes a mama's boy. Now, yesterday we shared on Aries child, boy child. If you haven't clicked it by now, Aries boy is also a mama's boy. Okay, so when I say mama's boy, I don't mean that in the way people normally do, although if you observe the Aries boy and the Taurus boy, it may come across as if they actually do tend to make decisions based on their mother's input. Now, what I really mean is that he prefers to take his mother's considerations into the picture before he makes a decision, which of course will be in alignment with his mom's usually. So for both Aries boy and Taurus boy, mom is a dominant character in their life. Okay, can you change that? Well, if you're the mother, then you'll be less dominant. Okay, this is a guy who will eventually grow up to choose a woman who is very strong-willed. Okay, so basically this Taurus boy child, right, he doesn't talk much. He does a lot of hee-hawing. What do I mean by hee-hawing? You know a donkey, they don't really talk. They bray a lot, make a lot of noise all the time. Yeah, that's pretty much a Taurus man. They don't talk a lot. They grunt most of the time, if you must put a word to it. Sometimes they appear as a bit of a empty in the head. I think for women we call them bimbos. For men, this one is like a himbo. Okay, so yeah. So with that, we've concluded Taurus boy child. Let's go on to Taurus girl child. Now, the Taurus girl child has a doll complex. I'm so pretty, look at me. And so this girl is the extreme opposite of an Aries girl. Aries girl is like a tomboy, yes? So a Taurus girl is very much a 小姐. She likes makeup, she likes perfume, she likes flowy dresses, she likes to look pretty. So to her mom appears dominant, and by default, therefore, that makes her father passive in her own mindset lah. So therefore she feels that her mom bullies her dad quite a bit, and she feels that, you know, if her mom was not such a ball buster, then maybe her dad would be happier. So therefore, because of that kind of exposure, right, she then goes the other way and models herself to become a opposite of a controller, of a dominant person, which is, i.e., a doormat. So this is not very good. So if you have a Taurus girl child, you kind of need to help her balance it out, okay? As a child, she'll pick up many hobbies. Some of these hobbies, she tries to turn it into extra pocket money. Yeah, she has a lot of fabulous ideas. You just need to pay attention to it. So because she becomes such a doormat in adulthood, right, basically she will try to make it in such a way where she, how do I put this, okay, I'm just going to be blunt now, okay, Esther style. She is a source of aggravation for many women, okay, women especially, because, okay, number one, let's just talk about her within her family unit. She obviously is a mom and dad, right? So if you're the mother of a Taurus girl child, after a while you may get a bit annoyed with her because she seems to be competing with you for your husband's attention. The Taurus girl doesn't do it intentionally. It's something that, you know, she's unconsciously doing, but at the same time she kind of just wants her dad's attention. So she may even learn to pit dad against mom just so that she wins. So as the matured party, if you're the mother, then you kind of need to watch out for that and try to discourage this, because this behavior of hers will follow her into adulthood, which will end up with her being the third party in another person's relationship or marriage. Okay, we're talking childhood today, but let's just digress a little bit. Okay, for Taurus women, right, they don't mind being the third party, and then they do the potong jalan. Okay, they basically, even if your boyfriend is yours, right, she doesn't care. She's quite alright with being the third party, coming in, taking him away from you. But then again, putting the shoe on the other foot, if she can do that, then it basically means that your relationship with your boyfriend is not even stable in the first place lah. But this behavior of hers, right, that pinching attention from your partner away from you, becomes competition. So if this behavioral trait is not contained in youth, then in age it will become an issue. Okay, now another thing about Taurus women is that because they have this aura around them that says they're really sweet and innocent, very kind, very much of a darling. They usually are as people, okay? As people, they are. They love children, they love being around people, you know, they're very kind, very sweet. But at the same time, she has that saccharine sweetness aura around her, some of the Taurus women. So sometimes that irritates other women as well. So you kind of want to contain that kind of behavior for a bit, okay? But basically you need to understand that the core issue, the bottom line, is a lack of sense of worthiness, okay? So this is something you need to cultivate in her, confidence, cultivate a sense of self-worth, a sense of confidence. Otherwise she may grow up irritating more people than is good for her, okay? So if you want to cross metaphysics, then you can activate her peach blossom, yeah? That'll be based on her Bazi. Then yeah, that would help her a lot. So okay guys, that's the sharing for today. I hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow we will be doing Gemini.